was so disconnected, you cannot imagine. I was wearing black clothes and had piercings and was partying and numbing myself on all levels in my life. And I thought my life was good. Only when I started diving into yoga practices, I noticed I couldn't relax. I needed intensity. And that's when I entered a space. I stopped smoking, I stopped drinking, I stopped everything. But then I was confronted with my heart. And that was not a very easy journey. And that made me create spaces like this. If something hurts and emotionally, and I don't want to talk about it, or I'm just holding it for myself, it stays somehow inside of me. It stays in my system. I just remember a breakup I had, when I was 20, it was a horrible breakup. And I just couldn't talk about it because I was feeling shame and I was feeling guilt. And these were the things that were holding me back so much.
This night I was confronted with a very, very heavy story. During the birth of my second son, I had really struggled to breathe. And he was also struggling a lot. So it's kind of, he was like, and the midwife gave me oxygen, but I didn't really know how to process it. And I woke up yesterday and was like, and somehow there is a feeling that my system got stuck somewhere, with this, because it was such a, overwhelming experience.
Just reminded me that this is really the way to go, to sit with it. Grateful to be here and to embrace this with strength and courage.
In society or in the world, you don't see so many people talking about these topics. No, it's not that we are so open about how we feel. We're not openly talking, oh, I was full of shame, and we cry in front of other people, or we say, oh, I did a mistake. Just admitting a mistake for some people is very difficult. It was very difficult for me, because there is this fear of judgment. There's a fear, you should have known better. Did you? You should have known better. And this is what we say a lot to ourselves, and this is how we are afraid on the outside. I should have known better. So then it causes this thing of holding back. It's like, okay, I'm not going to go there, so I need to protect myself. And there it comes back to the feeling safe. No, okay, when I feel safe, when I feel seen, then maybe I can open up a little bit. This is what we're doing in the breath work.
So this is you. Hopefully with a smile. This is you in your life. That's all that happens in your life. That's your comfort zone space. We are going here. Like, imagine here is a door. That's how I like to look at it.
So we need to find in the work we're doing with ourselves, with our own development or healing process, it's good to come to this edge. It's very good to be in this space where we push ourselves a little bit, because otherwise we don't achieve anything in life. We always stay in this comfort zone, and there is people like this. No, we stay there. It's always all the time. It's the same thing. Now, when I'm on this edge of the door, I open the door and I look outside and I see the unknown. And then the tools of my nervous system in this moment are very important. Can I regulate myself? Can I calm down? Can I use my breath? And can I face myself with this feeling of the pain? And this is what we're trying to bring in the training, that we realize through this self-exploration in these 10 days. Like, it's okay to express myself. It's okay to be angry, because anger is a very difficult emotion. No? Anger is an emotion that I think nobody would raise their hand if I would ask into a big group, who has a great relationship with anger? I think probably nobody would really raise their hand. No? What is anger telling us? So anger, most of the time, I would say at least 90%, shows up when our boundaries are crossed. When you cross your own boundaries, or when somebody crosses your boundaries. Can we find pleasure in anger? You're gonna go into a pair, and I would like the men to be together for this exercise. They go into it, yes. Even if you have to laugh for a moment. In that pillow. Yes. You have to go into it. Very good. That's okay. You gotta feel angry at some point. Fuck you! Yes. We're working with the anger release. Give it all to the pillow. So this is for me the key element, that we can enter into a space where we don't listen so much to the shame, and we don't listen that there may be some guilt or whatever feeling I did something wrong. Make some sound. Use the sound in your body. And allow ourselves to be seen and to be held. So the pain and the guilt, the pain is the overall, of everything. It hurts. I don't want to feel this. So that's why we call it pain in general. But when we look a bit more into the details, it's, for me, the shame and guilt are the two main keys that we were in the end working with.
Breath for a moment. Well, if you can close your eyes.
Just for a moment, feel what's there, what's present, how is that for you, without judging anything. Most of the wounds that we actually carry in our life, they happened in connection. All the traumas, most of the traumas that happen to us are between human beings, in relationship, from parents to children, in couples, in friendships. That this is where we get hurt, because of misunderstandings, communication. I got this pain through a connection, so what I need to reestablish is connection and a feeling of being seen and safe in connection, so I can heal this part of myself. Because alone I probably don't manage. I can create a lot of things in my head, but the feeling in the body is different. Allow yourself to be held. It does a lot. The hug is as important as the release. Can you see that? What opens up with that is the most beautiful thing. The most beautiful thing. And we saw this with Nadine. For me, it was so beautiful to witness.
I feel that I don't allow myself to be whole, because it's in my system. It's like a bad thing to show anger. It's something you have to punish, but not hold with love.
I mean, it's strong to say that, but I really think if we humanity would be able to express ourselves more openly and process our emotions. I'm not saying you go out and scream to somebody, that's not what I'm talking about, but in a safe container. Maybe I share a bit about my story because it's very connected to that. No? So the way I was a bit addicted to intensity, and chose many times the very intense things to feel myself. But what I figured over the last decade is that I was numb. I was disconnected. And nowadays, this has been the work that I'm doing, is to feel, okay, what does connection really mean? And take the other hand on his connection to my body, connection to my environment, connection to relationship and myself, no? And the breath itself, even without doing the conscious connected breathing, it's a mirror. It shows us where we are. You know? When I'm holding back all the time in my life, I probably don't have a good breath. I don't breathe deep. So this is what I can watch, I can observe with my clients. If somebody is very fearful and holds back, there's very little breath. But if I have somebody in front of me who is full of life, the breath is more full. So this is for me, it's a beautiful mirror to see, and I'm watching this constantly in the people around me and in myself as well. And when we are going into the conscious connected breathing, we can go into the deeper layers of our being and understand ourselves much better.
I told Chris from maybe until my 20s, maybe, I couldn't speak freely. I was trying, please help me to say the word in English. Stutter. Yes.
Stutter?
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I couldn't speak. The fear that I had to express myself was so huge, because that was my environment. I grew up having fear of everything. So it has been for all of my life to be open and trust, and it kind of started to be my mantra.
Breathwork for me is like this medicine that just goes into my system, finding its way through into the places where something is stuck. And then sometimes we don't know what it is, but the body is responding. So I've had this now in this group that with a few people I saw there is tension in the arms, no? And I'm like, what is there? And the person probably doesn't even know what's there exactly. And then I ask a question. Is there a bit of anger somehow? Yeah, there is. Okay. What are you angry about? What is it?
To not be able to speak.
Yeah. The body is more wise than our mind, and the breath work for me is the tool to go to these places, where we can understand how we actually feel and what is there. I mean, breath work goes into all directions, and it goes into emotions, it can go into bliss, it can go into orgasmic states of being, and it can just be very subtle and very blissful and very, there's almost nothing happening from the outside. Keep breathing.
In my session, I felt like I was going through giving birth, and I felt a pain in my ovary. Then I felt like air flowing through and out, and the pain went away, and I started to feel so much joy, like as if I was, and I felt like I saw like a little being with hair.
Yeah. So I made this a little bit my mission, I guess, to teach and share how it is to regulate the nervous system, or how can we work with these little tools and fine-tune our system to understand how much intensity is good for me, when am I running away, when am I numbing myself. And for me, the softer approach is a bit more sustainable.
I feel so much joy.
It's a bit more, in the sense we can go deeper. It may take a little longer, but because in the training, for example, we're doing it over 10 days, every day, which has been proven to me in these trainings, that I was able to access places with some of the clients that they were not imagining that they can ever go there.
Yes, I'm very proud to myself that now is day 4 without my asthma spray. And I don't know when this was the last time, because I can't remember any time living without a spray. So I needed it. And if I forgot it, I was waking up every night at 3 o'clock in the morning. My body was addicted to the spray, and Mila inspired me to breathe, because I can do it without the spray, because I have it inside of me, and I just have to look at myself.
I wasn't even expecting this to happen, to be very honest. So it was, for me, it was very beautiful and very touching to see how much we can actually achieve in a very short time if we feel safe. So this is the approach that for me, that is so important. When somebody feels seen, when somebody feels held, and when we work with this way of finding our edge and how we can go a little further, we can open up spaces that for some people they've never thought they could ever go there. But in the end, for me, it really comes back to, if I can feel myself as a whole, as who I am in all my challenges and beings, and crying and laughing and screaming and whatever, but if I can allow all these emotions, energy that are moving through my body, if I can allow them to come through my body, everything can move. We move from here to here. And then that's what the aliveness brings. That's when the joy comes in. That's like, it's so good. And for me, that's the breathwork magic. That's what we can access with breathwork much faster than with any other tool.